I'm Blake Williams, and just starting this YouTube channel. And so I wanted to introduce myself along with my wife, Angela. We founded one of the top home inspection companies in the United States. Since then, we've also began doing HVAC service, pest control service, and we also we own Super Inspector Training Academy. So we train home inspectors on how to get their license and the education they need to get their license in the state of Texas, as well as continuing education for home inspectors and overall education. So right today, I want to talk about one of the things that we innovated on back in 2021. So if you remember, the market was going crazy back then. Houses flying off the market within days, not enough inventory, competitive bidding for houses. And so one of the things that we did to try to stay ahead of our competition is we started offering same-day inspections. So you might think, how in the world can you do that? I mean, most inspection companies pride themselves on being booked days or even weeks out. I see it all the time in Facebook groups where, I don't know what your problem is. I'm booked 4 or 5 days out. And they wear that as a badge of honor. For us, we saw the competitive bidding process that was going on while realtors were encouraging buyers to shorten their option periods to make their offer more attractive to the seller because there was so much competition for each and every house. And that's a good strategy. I'm not decrying the strategy. And then it became, well, how am I going to get a home inspection done within a short option period? When I say option period, in some states it might be called a contingency period, or it's just the period available for the buyer to have inspections done on the house. And so we recognize that like in Texas, they were offering 3-day option periods, some days 2. We even see 1-day option periods. So how can we help our clients and our realtor partners ensure that they get an inspection on the house so they know what they're buying and they're not just flying into something blind? And so we thought, we've got to offer same-day inspections. We've got to get to these inspections quickly. So how can we do that? Well, we have to have enough inspectors to meet that demand, first of all. We have to be able to talk to our inspectors and say, hey, we just had an inspection come in. So we had to have inspectors, not only enough inspectors, but we had to have available inspectors each and every day. And that was tricky because when an inspector wakes up in the morning and sees that there's no inspection on the schedule, typically they plan something else for the day. They go fishing or something, start doing honeydews. And so we had to really kind of reorient our inspectors to a culture of, hey, I've got to be available because they might need a same-day inspection. And if I'm not going to be available, I've got to get to the schedule and mark myself out. Otherwise, we might go ahead and schedule something and they've already took off. They're out in the middle of the lake, So that took some doing, recruiting inspectors and having enough inspectors to meet the same-day demand was key, was essential to us getting this in place. And that's a whole deal, right? It's just finding people, great people, because we don't just let anybody work at Super Inspector. We only hire the best. We train them. So the training period became an issue for us. How are we going to get enough inspectors in place in a short period of time? So we developed recruiting processes at Super Inspector. We have a whole department for just recruiting new team members. We had to get a training program together that would train inspectors at an extremely high level quickly. We're still not that quick. I mean, it takes us a good 3-4 months to get an inspector trained and in the field. And that's an inspector who's already licensed. So we're not taking green inspectors and trying to get them in the field that fast. But a licensed inspector, we got to train them the super way and then get them out in the field. And so we put all these systems and processes together in February of 2021. We asked our service manager at the time, Donnie Autry, to hire and train 14 inspectors and get them ready to go in a few months. And he did that. He met the challenge. and we were able to start offering same day inspections. Much of the industry has copied us on this now, which is great for the industry. Speed is where customer service begins. And we're very proud to have brought that to Texas. And what it means for our clients is they can feel confident that if they have a short option period, they can call us in the morning. We'll get to the inspection that day. They'll have the information that they need by the next morning, and they can work with their realtor to look at the items on the inspection report and decide, are there any repairs we want to request? Do we want to negotiate price, request a credit, or do we want to walk away from this house? For realtors, it takes a huge pain point away. Them being able to work with the client on the next day to get this negotiated allows them to beat the competition by offering shorter option periods. They can get more houses sold this way. They can provide better service to their clients. And so at Super Inspector, when you ask, hey, is there any way I can get inspections done quickly? We say, yes, we can get it done the same day if you want. And so we live by the motto that speed is great customer service, but we want to make sure that we're thorough as well. And so that's why we put together the same day inspection. Thanks.